I'd like to introduce Dr. Labbe as the first superintendent in New Jersey to embrace the unified programming for Sayreville's public schools.
I have a beautiful son who is on the spectrum. He's the most incredible person in the world to me. I want him to have the same opportunities that every other child has. Skylar, rather than participating in recess, would walk around aimlessly. And then I asked him, Sky, why are you doing that? How come you're not playing with the other kids? And he said, Dad, the other kids refuse to play with me. I began to think about, are we doing enough to ensure that our children with disabilities have the same opportunities as their typically developing peers?
When I came into Sayreville, one of the things that I knew that I wanted to try to do was create a very inclusive environment for all of our students. Special Olympics Unified Sports is an activity in which our children with intellectual and developmental disabilities have an opportunity to compete with their typically developing peers in a particular sport. Unified Sports is just one more way in which we can perpetuate integration and inclusivity in Sayreville.
And it is truly because of Susan Colacello.
Sayreville definitely is a district that chooses to include, and it is our very first district that is a Unified Champion School District.
It began with Susan, who is an incredible resource. And she began to elaborate on what it looks like in other districts. We utilized her to come in and talk to our staff. I had a discussion with our Board of Education, submitted our application, and then we got our program started. What we needed then to do was to organize and coordinate the program year-long. The first step was hiring unified advisors.
We thought that we should do it from the ground up, right from the beginning, preschool through high school.
What day is today? Tuesday. No, you said it. Today is Monday. Good job, Shivam. What day is today? Monday. What are we going to do when we hear Monday?
As the unified advisor, I would answer questions for parents. My child may not be great at soccer. Can they still join? Of course they can. That's the whole point. We worked hard to build an inclusive setting. We would go into gen ed classes and do awareness lessons, teaching the kids about having disabilities.
We invite some of our kids in from the unified program to come in and do stations about all different disabilities. So the kids get to try all these things, and I think it tends to lead away from the stigma and the mocking and the mockery that a lot of our kids get laughed at.
We've also had to have teachers willing to help us along the way. Everybody had to work together to make this work.
Let's go, girl.
We've seen kids who in phys ed kind of don't participate because they're afraid. But when I started, we were able to get their teachers involved, whether as a coach or as an advisor. The kids go down to the gym and see their peers, and they're playing.
You can tell, you can see the changes in the students, you can see the interactions with the students. They're having fun because of what we're doing here. So it's very easy to be rewarded in that sense.
We needed this advisor to not only organize the 3 athletic seasons, but also unified clubs. We're getting the message across that it should not only be sports, it should be all aspects of socialization.
I am thankful for my students and my friends at Unified. And then, most importantly, I wrote my name and the date because I am a mom. We like to save these things. Okay? This is the first meeting of our Unified Club for the year. We usually do a craft together or we play games with each other. Prior to Unified being in here, my students were shy and now they're out playing games next to their peer. It's great to see everybody so involved and getting to know each other in their community. Just making friends. Beautiful job. Excellent.
If you look at older unified athletes now, perhaps in middle school or high school, they don't know anything different. They have always been unified. It's just part of the fabric of our district.
We have such special moments here with compassion. Just little things are really celebrated here.
When we began Unified Sports, we began it for the purpose of introducing a new activity but an activity that would be just as important as any other activity that we introduced.
What's so amazing about this program is you can immediately see the difference in children.
There's not a better program to begin than Unified Sports.